Now let's go to London, and speculation is rife after Prince William's pulled out of attending a major royal event at the last moment, citing a, quote, personal matter. And then, of course, you have all of the speculation about the health of Princess Kate. Joining me now from London is GB News host Patrick Christys. Now, Patrick, I must say my partner today spent about 2 hours scrolling on a deep dive on all of these theories about what might or might not be wrong with Princess Kate. I'm sure she wasn't the only person doing it. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, it certainly is very, very confusing. As I understand it, there were two major reasons why William pulled out at the last minute of this memorial service to his godfather, the former King Constantine of Greece. Now, the first one is that he didn't want to be pictured with Prince Andrew. He certainly didn't want to be sat next to Prince Andrew, which, as I understand it, was actually the seating plan at this memorial service. So he pulled out partly because of that, but also, yes, almost definitely because of Kate's health. Now, Kate has already not been seen for close to 3 months since her mysterious illness and procedure that took place. We are now hearing that it could be another couple of months. Speculation is mounting. Now, what is interesting is that, of course, when there's this void, then it is often filled by conspiracy theories. And there's all of this talk doing the rounds at the moment about, oh, has she had some kind of Brazilian butt lift, which I would be absolutely amazed if that's true, although, of course, we will one day find out. However, I think the reality is that Kate obviously is very, very unwell, and William clearly needs to do a lot of the looking after for her. So deeply concerning times here, especially given the state of our king as well.
Yes, and look, Princess Kate and Prince William are down here, at least in Australia, extremely popular. I believe they're popular there as well. I mean, she was a hard-working royal. You never went a day without seeing a photograph of her out either solo or with him doing royal work. So, well, let's hope that it's not dreadfully serious, but it must be very serious if she's spending that much time apart. Yeah. Speaking of the royals, Prince Harry, he's lost his... I've got to laugh at this. His security trial in the High Court. A judge determined that he wasn't unfairly stripped of that security detail after moving to the US. That's not going to make Harry happy.
No, he is, I think, the only person in British history at the moment to have lost an appeal case against the Home Office. If he wanted everything that he possibly could have desired, the best way to do it in Britain, apparently, is to enter the country illegally and we'll just give it to you all for free. But no, the judge decided that actually there were 7 things that Prince Harry was claiming about his personal safety that essentially weren't true. The British press has reacted, as you would expect, to this. The Metro today with the massive headline on the front page, Harry, you're not that special. At the Times publishing that list of 7 things that were Harry's truth but not the truth. The fact is, he's an incredibly wealthy man now, and if he wants his protection, then he can pay for it himself. He will still be offered a bespoke protection service if he came back for a specific royal event, of course. But he actually has demanded to know this morning, Harry, who the person who made this decision to strip his security was, which is ironically quite threatening.
Unbelievable. Let's turn our attention to a very serious issue, the Islamophobic row. We talked about this earlier in the week. You've got Rishi Sunak under pressure. Number of other MPs came out in support of that sacked MP Lee Anderson after he claimed Islamists had taken control of London. This is a fascinating story. What's the latest on that, Patrick?
Yeah, so I spoke to Lee Anderson just a couple of days ago. He's absolutely not backing down over this. He is saying that he has the support of every right-thinking person in the country, and to be honest with you, I think he does. But the latest on all of this now is that Suella Braverman, the former Home Secretary, has come out swinging and actually saying, look, we do have people who live in Britain but are not of Britain. We have allowed people in who are essentially a Trojan horse, who hate Britain and hate, she extended that, Western civilization in general. A lot of people can simply see that with their own eyes. That is the reality when people see these hate marches that take place at the weekend and whenever certain international events erupt and rear their head. It's a devastating situation for our Prime Minister Rishi Sunak because he has lost his voter base, really, when it comes to these things. People think it's about time that people stood up to radical fundamentalist Islam. And that Islamophobia, whilst it exists and obviously is awful and should be stamped out, is now really being used to change the narrative yet again away from the fact that our MPs and members of the public do face serious threats from radical Islamists. That is the major threat to public safety in this country, and it is not going away. And yet again, looking for an excuse to do anything but address that real problem by crying racism, etc. So that's kind of where we are. And £31 million now is going to have to be taken out of the taxpayer's pocket to give our MPs things like bodyguards. Our MPs want to work from home now because of these threats, but still, they will not address the root cause of this problem, which is radical fundamentalist extremism.
And he's very brave to speak out about it.
Yeah, no, indeed, and it's cost him the whip. It's cost him his job essentially. It is brave. What the Conservative Party expected that he would do, which is what every other politician has ever done, which is say what they really mean, face a backlash, then apologise and say I didn't really mean it. And he's not done that. He's sticking to his guns. I say good on him.
He has indeed, Patrick. Patrick, thanks for your time. Always a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend. Thank you very much.